Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tim, and welcome to Tim Talks, the show that's only partially a show, but really is just an excuse for me to talk to my very talented friends. And speaking of talented friends, I have another one here with me today. She's an incredibly talented artist and streamer and YouTuber in her own right, ToraOls. Hello, Tora.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine, So, yeah, as I was saying, you're an incredibly talented artist,
Oh, shush.
and your medium is more digital. Is that correct?
Yes. It's
And so,
with this amazing thing.
is that a Wacom tablet? Wacom?
Yeah, this is a Wacom Bamboo Splash Pen tablet. It's cheap and yeah, like one of the cheaper ones.
But it works.
It works.
That's the important thing.
Yep.
And it seems to work really well because you've been able to make some just wonderful stuff. Tell us a little bit about like some of your favorites. What are some of your favorites?
Oh, of mine?
Yeah.
Well, I'm an artist, which means I cannot admit that anything I do is good. It's one of the rules of being an artist.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Well, I don't know. I don't usually. I'm never actually happy with anything I do.
What are some of the ones you worked hardest on? Let's go with that.
Okay, so recently it would probably be the one with after the Jeff's house let's play, where I drew all of the achievement hunter people falling from his house. That took a long time. Whenever there's more than 4 people in a drawing, then it'll take weeks or at least a week. The one with achievement hunter on the horses as well took ages.
Jeez.
But then lately I've been drawing simple stuff that's only taking like an hour or 2. So yeah.
And so what kind of inspires you to create something? Because I know like you just kind of can't create something from nothing, and you can't schedule inspiration. But...
No, it's very random. Well, obviously I do a lot of achievement hunter fan art. That's basically my thing. I have been straying a bit from it lately, but it's whenever I watch, especially the Minecraft Let's Plays, gives me a lot of inspirations and good ideas for stuff to draw. That's where most of my ideas comes from. The Minecraft Let's Plays. Obviously, like video games I watch, but it's usually just me either finishing a video I've watched or just like it's a majority of my ideas comes from when I'm just outside doing something and I go like, oh, that'd be such a good idea to draw, and then I'll have to wait until I'm home, and that's the most frustrating feeling ever, because when you get like a pang of inspiration, you just want to sit down and draw immediately, and if you can't, you're just going, I want to draw. So yeah,
you're absolutely right. I mean, I got the inspiration. I did one a while back after my interview with Griffin, a video that is a while back about the content ID and copyright stuff.
Right, yeah.
And that came from a conversation at midnight with my roommate while we're standing out there on the back porch, and I'm just railing on how my video got flagged.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I should write this down and make this into a thing. And I made it from 2 o'clock in the morning, shot, written, edited, and finished by 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yep. I usually get my best ideas when I don't want to get ideas because I can't start drawing. I just like start grabbing after pens, like, can I scribble on your face, please? I just need to draw.
It's like whoever the muse is, whatever you believe in, they have a great sense of humor, don't they?
Wow. I don't know.
It'll be like right when I'm lying down to go to bed and I'm just starting to drift away, and suddenly I'll be like, oh, these are the exact words that I've been trying to find all day, laid out straight before me. Do I get up and spend the next 4 hours writing this thing, or do I toss and turn and lose the idea in the morning?
I've gotten up to start to draw before, just like sketch it out, just so I have it down on paper. I also have like a note block on my phone. I use my phone a lot to scribble down ideas. So whenever I get an idea when I'm out and I can't draw, I'll just scribble it down so I don't forget it.
Right.
But I've done it before when I'm in bed. I'm like, oh, that'd be fun to draw. And then I just sketch it out, because a sketch can take like a few minutes, and then just head back to bed. So yeah.
I've always kind of been curious about, like, do you prefer digital media versus physical? Like, do you prefer drawing on the computer versus just drawing?
Yes. My whole life I've been drawing on paper. I've tried a ton of different things. I could never get comfortable with anything. I used normal like colored pencils for a while, which I never managed to get right. Then I started using Copic markers, which is like the main drawing marker. They are crazy expensive, and I spent so much money on these markers. And I got pretty okay with them, but never like satisfied. I never felt like it was a good way for me to draw. And then last December, I bought this tablet, and it's just changed. I've been like in a state where I hadn't drawn for like properly for like 2 years. I've been sketching constantly, obviously, because I never stopped doing that. But I never, I used to when I was like 13 to 15. I drew like full drawings with full color, spent like days on them all the time. But then when I was like 17, 18, I just sort of stopped drawing. I just started sketching because I couldn't get a coloring thing that I liked. I couldn't find a style I was content with. So I stopped drawing and I just sketched in. Obviously, when I was in class, I would draw constantly, but never like full.
I mean, for an
artist,
so if you excuse me, for an artist, that's kind of a part of your whole identity.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine just how kind of just lost that would make someone feel.
Well, it was okay because I found other stuff to do. It was obviously I always loved drawing, but sometimes you go like, oh, I've been drawing for so long. Like you need breaks, and I think it's really actually useful to have breaks because when you come back, you have the energy, like recharge your artistic energy, I guess. And when I got the tablet, just everything came back immediately. Like this is brilliant. So I love digital art. Is definitely the way to go for me.
You use Illustrator or what program?
I use Tools Sai. It's it's very simple program. It's not as difficult to understand like Photoshop and stuff. I obviously tried to use Photoshop, but it's just too much because Photoshop is for everything, like editing pictures and making graphics and all that, and not just drawing.
Right.
And then Tools Sai is just tailored specifically for digital art. And it's easy to learn, and it's got very nice tools. And I also like the colors better because I feel like sometimes Photoshop the colors can be a bit too bright for me, and the Tools Sai drawings just get a bit of a different color scheme. But that you can probably fix that on Photoshop. But I could never make it look as nice in Photoshop as I could in Tools Sai. So.
And so, have you just taught yourself the program?
Yeah.
What was that process like?
Well, I when I first got the tablet, I would watch some videos just to get the basics down, but I'm a fucking lazy piece of shit, so I don't watch a lot of tutorials and all that, which I probably should because there's a lot of stuff in Tools I don't know how to do yet, just because I'm too lazy to watch tutorials. I'm trying to learn Flash now, and I'm doing it completely by myself because I'm too lazy to watch tutorials. I'm too impatient. I'm too impatient.
That is a tremendous undertaking.
I know.
I mean, there was a wonderful series Lynda.com did for Premiere and After Effects, which is what I kind of learned to get my base. So I understand what you're coming from. You kind of want someone to kind of show you at least the basics, and then you can play from there to get. But you need to do your research, girl.
I know. I'm just so impatient when it comes to that stuff. So I did watch like 2 or 3 videos, and then just doing like, how can I mark out stuff the easiest way? I got quite a few tips from Bunny. I'll say that. I watched her streams. I was in her drawing streams a few times, and from that I did learn quite a few like neat tricks, which made it easier for me.
Right.
And I think maybe like the one thing I had the most trouble with until recently was line art, because I can never like get the lines to look nice. So I usually just used my sketch and just cleaned up my sketch and used that as a line art, and obviously that looks very messy, and it makes coloring a bit harder.
I
But
imagine so.
I downloaded. So I got a new laptop recently, so I downloaded Paint Tools Sai again, and with the download file, I got 3 different brushes. I got one that was sketch. It was just called sketch, and then one that was called line art, and then one that was called brush, I think. And the line art brush just changed my life because it was so good. Because I have been really bad at like trying out new brushes and stuff. You can do a lot of different stuff with different brushes. So
Just different textures and different widths and things of that nature.
yep. So that's what I've so now I can do line art a lot easier because of that one brush. So it just changed everything for me. So now
And that just makes kind of the solid outline, so that way when coloring in later on, the sketch lines don't have gaps in them that the color is able to see through.
Exactly, because I obviously mark out the areas where I want to color. So when there's like gaps and holes in them, they will the marker will just slip out and you can't color the area. So it's like very important that you like get it clean as possible. So
Like an inker for a comic book.
yeah, definitely. So what I do is just I mark out the area. If I want to color the hair, I just mark out the hair area, and then I just hit Control F, and then just like it's like a paint bucket tool. You just pop in the color you want, and then you add shading and stuff on top later.
That is really awesome.
It's so
I've got
easy.
one of those Wacom tablets as well, and I've been kind of trying to seep my way in there slowly. The most complex thing I've ever drawn is the stick figures that were in my Syria video, and that took 10 minutes tops. But it's so cool to me. But I can't get the process of the one-to-one translation from here to, no, wait, it's actually coming up over here, not down.
Oh,
what?
yeah. No, when I first got the tablet, that's one of the reasons I waited so long to get a tablet, is that I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to use it properly and that I would waste my money. So I was worried that if I got a tablet, I wouldn't be able to use it properly and like the thing, because I was used to drawing on paper, obviously, and what you draw you get down on the paper.
Right.
But on this one, you have to look up on the screen while you draw down on your desk.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've ever tried to talk to someone while writing a note.
Yeah. No, I was
That ain't easy.
I was really worried that would take a long time to get used to, but really it didn't for me at all. It obviously my first couple of drawings on digitally was horrible, but what I thought would be the hardest part was actually very easy to get used to.
I guess it is just kind of practice and getting used to the general idea.
Yeah.
And it might just me being old and grumpy and the way I did it was better. You never know.
Yeah.
But I would really enjoy getting to do stuff like that because I'm tired of soliciting people to draw pictures of me.
Yeah, no.
But then you've also been able to take some of those drawings and kind of live stream them as you do them.
Yeah, I do live streaming sometimes.
You've also started doing more live streams of you playing video games.
Pokemon.
Specifically Pokemon, as you can tell. Yeah, there's a lot of Pokemon love going around. What can we say? It's finally back in everybody's lives. Yep, there you go. It seems as though we are at an impasse because I have this one and then that one, and yeah.
Well, since we are already on our Arcanine merchandise.
Yeah. I see you have good taste.
Yep.
So, what do you have any other plans for, say, a YouTube channel or building any kind of actual regular video content out of it? Or is it just something you do for fun?
It is just something I do for fun. I don't think I would. I don't think a YouTube channel, like full proper Let's Play channel, is gonna fit. I have said it before and I'm gonna say it again. I'm lazy. I'm super lazy. I would always take the shortcut on everything. So
right.
I don't think I have the patience or anything really to make like a regular YouTube channel with regular uploads. But I did today actually upload a video from my Nuzlocke stream with my Elite Four battle.
That's right.
Yeah. So stuff like that probably going to be on my YouTube channel, but it's not going to be a regular thing. It's just going to be when I feel like it.
But even then, that's not without its effort, because you don't have just the gameplay from the stream itself. You have an outline from that, and you have your team on the side. I mean, there is a little bit of effort that goes into it.
Not a lot of effort, because the team on the side, I basically just, I use OBS for streaming. So what I did is I basically just captured my OBS screen, and that's that the graphics with the Pokeballs and the Pokemon I use was already on the side. I used that in my Pokemon stream. So I just recorded my OBS screen. But what I didn't do, because I hadn't prepared properly, I took one of my Pokemon off my team and then replaced it with another one, which meant, and I hadn't prepared, so I hadn't got a icon for Electabuzz. I replaced my Arcanine with the Electabuzz. I hadn't, so my Arcanine icon was up the whole time and not my Electabuzz. So what I did was, it's very sloppily done, but I did add a Electabuzz icon in my I edited that in afterwards, but it doesn't move or anything. It's just because the other ones are GIFs, like sprites, but this one is just like a still image. Static. Because that's all I could do. So everyone's moving except for Electabuzz that goes. So, but it's not that noticeable, so I just hope just do it that way.
I mean, you do the best you can, and nobody's really gonna rib you for it. And if they are, so what? Who cares? That's the internet for you.
No, I literally spent like 30 minutes editing those 2 videos, so I guess.
And so you've also did something really neat recently, where you did a favorite Pokemon of each type per day.
Yes, that was fun.
Yeah. How did you have the idea for that?
Well, I was on Tumblr, and as I tend to do, or tend to be, and I came across this girl who, there was this amazing small animated GIF of an Espeon, and it said favorite psychic type, or day, I don't remember which day was psychic, but day something, favorite psychic type, Espeon. So I went, she had like her own Tumblr page with all of these little animations of her favorite Pokemons. And then I saw other people doing the same.
Her favorite Pokemons.
Favorite Pokemons. Pokemons. And then I saw other people doing the same challenge where they just drew pictures of their favorite Pokemon every day. And I like, this is a good idea. I like Pokemon. I usually only draw Arcanine. I could would be good with an excuse to draw other type of Pokemon as well.
Right.
So so I just decided I'll do that. So I wrote down all of my favorite Pokemon within each type on my phone. So I had it written down so I could plan it out. And then I just started with the favorite bug type, Paragrass. It's in alphabetical order. So you start with favorite bug type and then end with favorite water type, which turned out to be perfect, like a perfect end. Because my water type was right after my Wailord Pimp died in my Nuzlocke, and he was my favorite. So that was a very emotional,
you gotta love
moment.
when coincidence works out like that.
Yeah, but it was so my favorite water type was the last one, which meant I could end on Wailord. That wasn't my favorite water type before I started the Nuzlocke, but who became my favorite water type? My favorite water type has always been this little guy. Vaporeon.
Oh yeah, little Vaporeon.
Yeah. But it's been replaced by Wailord now because of my Nuzlocke. And so yeah.
Can't say that I blame you one bit.
Ended on an emotional picture with my Wailord. It was horrible because he died to the second to last gym with the Psychic Sisters. It was a double battle.
Oh god, I hate those bitches.
It's a fucking horrible battle. It's very hard. So he got hit by an earthquake from the Claydol and then a psychic right after from the Lunatone. Because for some reason they didn't go after my my Flygon. They only went after Pimp. And Flygon being a ground type would have been able to take more hits. But yes.
Especially from Earthquake.
Yeah, well,
which...
obviously that missed. It's got levitate, so it's flying. It's not flying.
Sorry, I am just now. The last Pokemon game that I played to completion was Blue. For the record.
Right, yeah.
For the record.
Earthquake doesn't hit Pokemon with levitate, and yeah, so it didn't hit Flygon at all. But the Psychic obviously could have hit it, but instead they both went for Pimp, my Wailord, and he died. And then to top it off, to make it especially emotional, he didn't want to go. I couldn't release him. I tried to release him, and like a warning comes up like, "Oh, Pimp came back. Was he worried about you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna die."
That's the most heart-wrenching thing I've ever heard.
So I couldn't release him because he came back every time. And I was like, so I was pretty much crying, and Kevin was pretty much crying, and the whole chat was just like dying. It was so emotional. So I ended up having to make a box that's called the Pimp box, with just Pimp, because he didn't want to go. So he's still in the game. Yeah, it was.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh
so I still have him, but since I play on an emulator, I really wish I could put him into my DS, obviously, and play with him in my X or Y game, but
the Pokemon Bank.
Yeah, but I can't.
Now they've got that out finally.
Yeah, right. But sadly I can't because it's an emulator, obviously. So that's.
But so then, doing all the different pictures of the different types, they weren't all in the same normal style. You kind of.
Yeah,
experimented
that's true.
A little bit.
Yeah, I thought I'd take the chance to use different brushes, different drawing style. So sometimes I went a bit more realistic, and other times I went sort of with the classic Pokemon style. With the Gengar and the Espeon picture, I went sort of painty. I didn't have a clear line.
Yeah, I was just going to bring those two up specifically because they were really cool.
Well, the Gengar one is alright. I didn't quite like how the Espeon one turned out. I struggled with it for a while, and then I just gave up.
Well, yeah, but that's because you're a perfectionist. I guarantee the entire audience right now is going, I want to do that. How do I that?
Yeah, and I also tried different colors on line art, because that can make a huge difference. So instead of just going with the normal black line art, I went with, like, for Scissor, for example, I used a dark red line art color, and then obviously a lighter red inside. And then especially for the Wailord picture, I used very many different colors on the line art, which I think I like the Wailord picture. I'll actually admit that because it's a bit different, and I kind of feel like that style sort of worked out. So I'm not sure if I like the painting stuff for Gengar and Espeon. I'm not sure if I completely managed to get that right. But yeah, it was fun.
But it gives you something to work from. Yeah. It gives you a starting point.
Yeah,
and,
I feel like
here's
I've improved and gotten new techniques that I can use.
Exactly.
Just by doing that. So experimenting is always a good idea.
And so by doing all of this stuff that we've been talking about so far, the live streaming, the RoosterTeeth fan art, the Pokemon fan art, and all this stuff, you've been able to meet a whole bunch of people from not from your place, because I don't know if anyone can tell, you're not from around here.
I'm not. I'm from Norway.
And so you come over here every summer for RTX and a bunch of other events, and have been able to meet a lot of other people.
Yeah, I'm going to PAX East in 2 months. So in Boston, that's going to be fun. I'm very excited.
I really want to go to a PAX at some point. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
the best part is that PAX Prime is the weekend of my birthday.
Oh, really?
Pretty much every year.
Aw.
Yeah, because my birthday's August 28th, and if it's always the last weekend in August, my birthday is always going to fall somewhere around there, usually.
I managed to have my math exam on my birthday every year, so that was also fun.
That is the best present anyone could ever ask for. No, when I was...
fell
Go
exactly on
ahead.
my birthday.
When I was in school, it was always too early in the school year for the birthday protocol to have been set. So I never got anything done. There was always like some sort of, okay, the class is going to bring in cupcakes, or we're all going to sing for them, or, you know, something like that around October-ish.
Yeah.
But because my birthday is literally smack in the beginning of the school year, within like the first 2 weeks of everything starting up, that hasn't been established yet.
No, mine is in May, so every test and every exam always falls in that month, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I can see how that
Yeah.
would... At least your immediate present right after that is getting out for the summer, so it could be worse.
I guess, yeah. I usually work all summer, but... Oh, I mean, RTX.
Yeah,
I also,
that's absolutely
also
true.
won't be any exams on my birthday this year, so that's good.
And why is that?
Well, I do take classes, but only 2.
Oh.
So, and they'll be the exams for those are later. Like the end of May, beginning of July, I think. Or June, not July. That will be RTX. Yeah.
I'm excited for this year because they're going to have the first day on the 4th. And last year it was just kind of a compulsory thing as to whether you wanted to participate. But now there might actually be something kind of planned around the occasion.
Yeah, I was there on the 4th last year. But this time I'm going to be staying for 2 weeks. That's the plan. So instead of going, I was there 5 or 6 days last year, but now I'm going to stay for 2 weeks. So I'm going to...
That's pretty much exactly what I did. The first time I stayed for a week, and then the second time last year, 2 weeks. That seems like the best way to go about it. If you'll excuse us just a moment, folks, it seems as though our camera is glitching out just a moment. We're going to fix this, and we'll be right back. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I think this might be the best we can do for now. We'll just continue on as it goes. Oh my gosh, you put on a hat.
I'm a tiger.
Where did that come from?
It's magic. It's my name is Tiger in Japanese, so and I also obviously Arcanine Tiger, blah blah. So I have a thing for tigers, and I got this hat made, tailor-made for me by a member of the community actually called TheSamuraiRose, TheSamuraiRose on Twitter, because she's the one who made all of these for the Achievement Hunter guys.
I was just about to ask you that question.
So she was gonna ship it to me. But that turned out to be $100 in shipping. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So I was like, I don't want to pay that. This was $80 to get made as well. So I didn't want to pay $100 extra.
No, I imagine not. That's more than double the price. No, thank you.
Nope. Yeah.
You could probably swim for that price.
Exactly. So instead, she shipped it to Ray in Austin, which was only $10. And he brought it to when we stayed at a condo together in New York for New York Comic Con. So he brought this with him for me. So I had to wait a month. That was very sweet of him. I saved $100.
Yeah, you certainly did. And you got to apply that to the actual trip coming to America to retrieve the damn thing.
Since it was like a month after I was going to the U.S. anyway, so I thought we could just ship it to Ray because he said he could bring it for me.
That is really, really cool. TheSamuraiRose, you said her name was.
So shout out to her. She's very good at this stuff.
Absolutely so.
Yes.
Absolutely. And does it have the little hand pockets down there as well?
Yeah. Look at this. So, there's on my RT site. There's a picture of me and Ray in our Scooties. That's what these are called. So he's got the tuxedo mask one. I've got the tiger. So yeah, they're very cute.
Well, I feel like that's the best attire we could possibly have for our little ending segment here. I've always enjoyed the Inside the Actor Studios method of ending on a questionnaire. And so I, too, have reappropriated a version of the Proust questionnaire. And Tora, it goes a little something like this. What's your favorite word?
Fuck.
Jumping the gun a little bit there. There's definitely a question later about your favorite curse word, but I'll take it now. That totally works.
It's not my favorite curse word. It's my favorite word.
Yeah. What's your least favorite word?
I'm not sure. I have a least favorite word, but it's in
Mm.
Norwegian, so it's not.
No, that's fine. Go ahead. Foreign least favorite words are fine with me.
Oh, it's gonna be a bit hard to. Basically, it means when you put your legs on each side of something.
To straddle,
Yeah, but the Norwegian word of that I really dislike for some reason.
which is
Skreva.
okay.
I'm not sure why I don't like it. I just never liked it. So yeah,
Huh.
that's the word I don't like.
What sound or noise do you love?
Um, I like my dog when my dog makes the grumbly noises when he's happy. When I
Aw.
pet him or scratch him, he will make like little grumbly noises, and when he does, that's the best noise of all.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Dogs whining, like in pain, because I love dogs more than
Oh,
anything. So
yeah.
there's no voice, like no sound in the world that makes me cringe more than a dog in pain.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That
Mhm.
what hero or heroine, obviously, do you identify with the most?
Oh, that's a bit hard.
Mhm.
I don't think I do because I'm not super.
I mean, it doesn't have to be super. It can be any sort of person you look up to.
Um, it's very hard because I'm super into superheroes,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have a favorite per se. I just
Mm-hmm.
have. I'm gonna say Loki, not because I identify with him, but just because he means a lot to me. I like Loki.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that takes care of my next question, which is going to be your favorite villain or villain.
Right.
So
No,
that's
maybe
two
I'll
and
say
one.
Thor actually because my name is Tora obviously, and Thor is based on the Norse thunder god, and in Norwegian or Scandinavian he's called Thor without the H, so it's not Thor,
Right.
it's Thor. So Tora is
So
basically
you're both a tiger and the god of lightning, is what you're
yeah,
saying.
because Tora is the female like version of that name basically. So let's say Thor and Loki then.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So if you could be super, what would be your power?
I'd say either obviously flying, that's a classic one, but maybe teleportation because it would be very nice to just be able to teleport over to the US and say
I was
hi to
going to
my
say,
friends.
those are two movement-based
Yeah.
powers
Well,
that would
yeah,
make it very easy to visit your
because
friends.
the 9 to 13 hour flights to get to see my friends is, and it's also very expensive. So if I could just like
Yeah.
go and then be there, that'd be very helpful.
Bamf.
Yeah.
The old Nightcrawler style.
Yeah, Nightcrawler.
What would be your super weakness?
Oh, my super weakness. Self-confidence. If someone could say something really bad to me and I would just go, no, he's right. And then, yeah. So,
Oh, you are perfect for the internet then, because no one is ever going to talk bad about you anywhere.
oh, you'd be surprised.
So, what turns you on creatively, spiritually?
Not
We kind of covered that a little bit, but
spiritually, nothing. I'd say science. Science turns me
Mhm.
on. I love
Yeah,
science. Um, yeah, creatively, I'm just gonna go with science. I'm a big science geek.
fair
Yeah.
enough. Absolutely. And what turns you off?
Super religious people, like conservative, like anti-gay, like sexism, all that stuff. Like super hyper
Right.
religious people turns me off more than anything.
Fair enough. So what other talent other than the ones you've obviously been gifted with would you like to have?
Oh, I'd love to sing or play the piano.
Really?
Yeah, that'd be nice. And
Huh.
also be better at drawing. That'd be cool too.
I mean, can you carry a tune if you were given a bucket?
I have sung. I also have played the trumpet for 14 years.
Really?
Yeah. So
The trumpet.
trumpet.
That's an odd instrument. How did you pick that up?
Well, the sort of school band thing is a big thing in Norway. Very big. Every
Right.
school, every single school, like elementary school, has their own band. Because on the national day, which is the 17th of May, like the day we have parades, and obviously the school bands march first in the parade, playing music, playing the national anthem, everything. So, it's a big thing. So I started playing in the school band when I was 8, 8, 7 or 8. I don't remember quite. And I haven't quite stopped. Obviously, I don't play in
Right.
the school band anymore because I'm too old for that. But I play in some wind bands and stuff. I'm gonna compete in the national championship in a month or so.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was going to make fun of you, but now I can't. That's amazing.
Well,
That's incredible, Tora. I mean, first you were an art nerd, and then you're a video game nerd, and now you're a band nerd.
Yeah.
Except I can't even make fun of you for the band nerd because you're going to be in a national championship.
yeah. Well, it's not. It's gonna be the whole band, obviously, not just me.
I mean, yes, yes, but and a band is more than the sum of its parts, but still, that's fantastic.
Well, thanks.
Good luck. Good luck. I really hope you do well on that. Let me
I
know.
hope so too. I'm gonna compete with 2 bands, so it's gonna be interesting.
Right. What advice would you give to your 13-year-old self?
Stop dyeing your hair black.
Did you have a dark phase, Tora? Did you have a dark phase? That's impossible for people in Norway. I thought it's illegal to not be blonde there.
Well, most people are
Obviously, I'm
blonde.
joking.
It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, no, well, I didn't when I was 13. I think that's when it started. So I
Right.
would probably slap myself and don't stop listening to those bands.
Don't even think. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. There's probably a ton of like dark metal bands that come out of Norway.
Oh yeah, tons. But that's
It'd be
never,
very easy to
that's
get
never what I
influenced
was
in that
into, though.
direction.
It was more the emo stuff, like My Chemical Romance and all that shit, which I now
Oh,
really. This started with Green Day, and then it just escalated from there.
But you have learned from your mistakes.
I have.
That's the
I
important
have,
thing.
Yes.
Good.
I'm
Good.
blonde again.
And so what, since you jumped the gun a little bit in question 1, what's your favorite curse word?
Oh, that's true. Well, yeah, like I said, it's not fuck. It's Does insult go in curse
Of
words? I
course.
guess.
Of course.
I'd say cunt. I know it's a lot worse in the US than it is in the UK.
Yeah.
But in the UK, it's actually quite commonplace. It's obviously bad,
mean-
but I just like it. It's very short and
It's
Yeah.
a good sounding word. You've
Yeah.
got that nice round C at the beginning and a definitive T at the end, and it feels.
that's exactly.
I can't
what
believe I'm
like.
gonna say this. Cunt feels good in your mouth.
It does.
And so, moving right along, where would you one day like to live?
I like to live in Norway. So I guess I'll probably remain here. It would be
Yeah.
nice to live in the US with my friends, but that is just because of my friends. I don't really want to live in the US other than just because of my friends. But it
Well,
would
I
be
mean, I'm sure you could find a few fjords around here if you really tried.
cool. Well, I could go to Canada. It's pretty much the same, just bigger.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is very, very true. Last question here. If you had a choice, my dear, how long would it take you to respawn after you died?
Respawn.
Mhm.
I'd like an immediate. I like the immediate ones where you could just get right back into the action. I've been playing
enough.
Titanfall, and there you can just respawn immediately, and I like that.
I've yet to play that game. How is it?
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm super bad at it, but it's so much fun to like run around in your Titan. I'd actually say that the most fun is when you're on foot, because you
Yeah, I was going to say, I've noticed kind of the parkour with your jetpack
Yeah.
and stuff. That looks really
so
cool.
much fun. You can run on walls, you can run up walls, you can jump onto other Titans, you can jump on friendly Titans and just ride around with them and just shoot at stuff, or you can jump on enemy Titans and then just take them down from their back. It's amazing. So much fun.
I just can't get past the fact that it's all surrounding multiplayer.
Well, yeah.
I don't like to play with my ball with other people.
Well,
I would
then-
like a single player experience. So
Yeah.
I don't know that I can get into it as much as next. That being said, it looks really cool.
It's so much fun. I mean, I have played a lot of Halo 4. That's my favorite multiplayer.
Right.
And obviously, I really enjoyed the single player there as well. Obviously, I played it co-op with a friend as well. But so a single player experience would be nice in Titanfall because I'm a big sucker for that as well. But the multiplayer is so much fun that I'd say that you actually don't need the single player one. I think
Yeah,
it can stand
fair
well on
enough.
its own. Yeah.
I guess that's fair, and I seem to remember there being something about the single player story kind of being told to you in the multiplayer mode.
Hmm.
So maybe I'm completely off base. I'll definitely keep watch on it. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, how can you miss a game that's going to be this big apparently?
Yeah, yeah. People are gonna love it.
But you know, I think I'll just watch from a distance for now until the dust clears, which I think is an apt metaphor.
Yeah, well, it's not even out yet, so you've got time to decide.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that brings us to the end of our show. I would love to thank my guest, Tora, for coming on today. Thank you so much, dear.
Thanks for having me.
Is there anything you would like to plug?
Go to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ToraOls. That'd be nice. With more people in my
Absolutely.
streams.
And that is how it's spelled as your Twitter handle as well?
Yeah, it's the same as my Twitter handle, so it'll be
That
easy
would
to
be
find.
the one right underneath her this whole time. You can find her there. As
There?
well as, yeah, absolutely. And if, say, they wanted to find your YouTube on the random chance.
Oh, my YouTube is... I don't even know. I think it's just Tora Olsvold, my full name. OLSVOLD.
All right.
So,
We'll have a link to that down in the description as well.
yeah.
And you've been watching this on youtube.com/Tim Leftwich. I am Tim Leftwich. And as always, we'll see you next time. I almost didn't give the right outro there.
To be continued.
I love when that happens. Yeah, I know. Oh, goodness gracious.
Is that what you're saying in your Let's Plays?
No. I just watched a lot of Jesse Cox earlier today,
Oh,
and that's
where you
his
have it
outro.
from, yeah.
Yep, and it just sticks with it because it rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, it's very poignant.
And so I like to say, as always, we'll see you next time, because that kind of does the same point, except it's more imploring to come back.
Yeah. But then Jesse Cox came and ruined it all.
I always have Cox on the brain. I think is what we've concluded here.